Hi guys, this is Nightwisher and I will be going through my deck to show you what I will be playing in the Steam Showdown tournament. I've already played my first match and I will upload it right after I review my deck, and I'm doing this now because I haven't had time before. So I'm playing Thopter's combo deck, which has I don't know what was the reviewer of the tournament, where he was analyzing the decks. So my main problem is that my curve tops at 4, and I have a lot of 4 cost cards. But I think that the deck is really fun to play and really punishes your opponent if he lets you develop your board. So what I will start with is 3 removal spells. Galvanic Bombardment, I think this is a great spell. Easily removes small targets in the beginning of the game and can deal with bigger targets later. Uh, Next up we have Reckless Fire Weaver. A 2 mana 1/3 blocker that pretty much can get damage out of control if he's not destroyed early. Next we have Smuggler's Copter, because why not? It's an awesome card, it lets me loot, allows card selection, and I can only crew it with one Thopter, which I have plenty of access to. Next up we have Twin Bolt. Can be used to deal with smaller targets and also can deal damage to planeswalkers and players directly. I don't think it is the best spell, but it does its job okay. One copy of Peon Alarm, because I have access to only one. She can pump my Thopters with the spare mana I have at the end of turn, and she also makes a Thopter when she enters the battlefield. I haven't got to use her second ability yet, but I guess it can sometimes be useful. Now, probably the reason I don't use it is because I have the max amount of Whirler Rogues in the deck, and they can do pretty much the same without sacrificing my creatures. Next we have Thopter Engineer, a 1/3 blocker again, and great utility card because it gives my Thopters haste and basically all my artifacts. It creates a Thopter when enters the field, and yeah, that's it. Awesome card. The haste is pretty good when I get to set my combos with my enchantments, which I will show you later. I have 3 copies of Chief of the Foundry. Now this might be a bit too much running 3 copies, but yeah, I like him. It gives my Thopters more stats and is also quite a good target for my enemy's removal spells, and I'm actually okay with losing him if he's been on the field for more than one turn, because I have other ways of pumping my Thopters, and yeah, he's also has okay stats with 2/3, and if I get more than one on the field they pump each other up, so yeah, it's an okay card. It's 3 mana, you pump all your creatures. I have 2 copies of Cultivator's Caravan. Mostly I will use this card for mana fixing, but it's a great blocker versus some of the more aggressive decks. Okay, I have 1 copy of Displace, so this is basically used to sometimes save my creatures from removal, I have only one copy unlocked, and this is why I don't play more. It can be used to save my creatures from removal, and also can be comboed with cards like Doctor Engineer or, uh, for example, Warlord Rogue to generate more Doctors when they enter the battlefield. Uh, Pretty much the same reason is that I have Sahili right on the battlefield. Now she allows me card selection with her first one +1, and her -2 creates a copy of a card I have on the field. Now this is a great combo with the Reckless Pile Weaver because the cards she creates are artifacts as well. And yeah, so for example, if I have her on the field and I'm about to summon a Warlord Rogue into a Reckless Pile Weaver, so I have a Reckless Pile Weaver on the field, I can -2 her to create a copy of it, which will also deal damage to the opponent because it will be an artifact. And after that, I can deal a bunch of damage with whatever I summon. It is a great card for this deck, I think, and I have used it quite a bit often to save my life by generating more creatures for me, or to finish the game, because when you get Warlord Rogue with haste because of the Doctor Engineer and 2 more Doctors, you can do quite a bit of damage in one turn. I have 3 copies of Warlord Rogues because it's 3 creatures for the price of 1, and his ability can be used with some of my massive creatures like the Cultivator's Caravan. Actually, that's the only massive creature I have in the deck. Now that I think it, well, you can use it for the Smuggler's Copter as well, but given that he's a flyer, he won't be needing that much. Yeah, it generates two Doctors, and it generates 2 more if I use it with Healy or Displace. Next up we have Pia and Kiran Nawar. Now this is definitely a card I consider removing from the deck. I basically use it just to generate more Doctors. I have almost never got to use their ability because I have plenty of removal in the deck, and yeah, the only reason it is here is because I registered with this deck and we are not allowed to change it. So yeah, it's an okay card, it generates Doctors, it works okay with this deck, but I don't find it that valuable, and after the tournament I will probably change it with something a bit more useful. Next up we have 3 copies of Netherclap Wyvern. Again, a card that will boost my Doctors and also can serve as a combat trick because it has flash. Yeah, it can be used to block some flyers the enemy has. Also, if you get more than one on the field that bump each other up. Yeah, it's a great card. It pumps the Doctors and can do quite. Yeah, it can be surprising to the opponent, and I really like it. It also has great art. I love the art of this card. This is probably my favorite card when it comes to art. Next up we have 2 copies of Reclusive Artificer. Now this card is, I guess it's okay with this deck because I have a lot of ways of generating extra artifacts. The main use of this card is to remove some big blocker or big attacker the opponent plays that will finish the game for him. It can be used to remove smaller creatures too, but yeah, I mostly find it most useful when I'm ahead and then I can remove some like 5-4 or 4-3 or something like that. Yeah, it's an okay card. It enters the battlefield with haste, so it can also be used to finish my opponent. Yeah, I think I might change this card too, because I have some other removals in the deck, and this is basically sometimes 2 damage to something for 4 mana, which is not that great. And yeah, I don't like it very much, but I find it useful sometimes, so I went with it. Next up, we have 1 copy of Valor in Akros. Now, this card, sometimes I find it sitting in my head, in my hand, not having the white mana to cast it, but um, this is pretty rare since I have edited this deck quite a lot and have included a bunch of mana fixers in order to be reliably casting my Thunderclap Wyvern and my Valor in Akros. Now this card can pretty much destroy your opponent in 1 turn. So if I have Top Tier Engineer, this is actually quite an important card for the deck, because my artifacts having haste is pretty important. So if you have Valorant Across in field with a Top Tier Engineer and you place a Warlord Rogue on the field, suddenly you will be attacking with 4-4 Top Tiers, which is quite nasty if you have like 2 or 3 on the field already and you drop the Warlord Rogue, then you attack with like 4 or 5 Top Tiers that are 4-4 or 5-5 or whatever. Yeah, this card can get the game really out of control really fast and can win the game pretty fast for you. So yeah, I like it. I'm running only 1 copy because I don't think that I need to. If I'm if I'm playing with versus heavy enchantment removal deck, 2 probably won't be enough also, so yeah. And the final card in the deck is the Top Tier Spy Network, which pretty much can win the game too. You can basically use this card and then kill your opponent with the damage from the Reckless Fire Weavers and just jump block with the Top Tiers you generate from it. It's a great card. It generates more Top Tiers. It also draws you cards every time you deal damage with them. So yeah, also can get pretty much out of control if the opponent doesn't have a way to deal with it. Yeah, probably the most important card in the deck. And next up we have some lands. Nothing special here, 2 planes because I use Evolving Wilds, and I might be okay with running just 1, but I have found that this mana base works pretty much okay. I sometimes struggle to find my second blue land, but yeah, what can you do? I have registered with the deck as this, so yeah. I have 2 plants for islands, 6 mountains, which I actually don't. Yeah, 6 mountains. 1 Clifftop Retreat, 2 copies of Sulphur Falls, 1 copy of Glacial Fortress, 3 copies of Foundry of the Consoles, which can also generate more Top Tiers, 2 copies of Aether Hub, which, yeah, I'm only running 2 because I only have 2, and the full 4 copies of Evolving Wild, because not having the right colors of mana at the time you need it can be really uh, can really make can really make you lose the game. Now it's showing that I have 59 cards, so I probably misclicked something, and I don't know what. Ah, yeah, the request file we were. Yeah. So this is my deck. I've already won my first match with it, and I will upload it soon. And yeah, hopefully I will. I have really big doubts that I will win the tournament, but I hope that I will at least get in the top 8, which again will be really hard, I guess. But yeah, we'll see. Only time will tell. Okay, guys, have a nice day, and I will upload my first match very soon.